jaBROni, JABRONIXYZ, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jaBROni.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the jaBROnis presented by BODYSLAM.net. I am Topher McCann, joined with Mr. Mike Butler.
What's going on? What's going on, everyone? Very exciting time. Very tragic time. Very exciting time. I'm ready to get into it. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know where we're starting, but I'm just ready to go. I'm jacked up.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be an episode of jaBROnis without talking about, wow.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if you guys can't see this, if you're just listening, I spy the jaBROni World Championship.
You do.
Where our current champion, WWE Hall of Famer Kane, is not with us this week. Knox County, I believe.
Yeah. So I figured it was in bad taste that anytime somebody gets released that Kane show up, because he's not here to cover. He's here to, kick your ass every month. That's not what he's about. And last week I missed the Bray Wyatt news, and I was kind of jealous, so I wanted to come back. And it's almost as if on cue they were like, oh, Butler's back, let's release 12 guys during one of our shows. So yeah, I wasn't gonna miss this show whatsoever.
I mean, this is what happens. People get released. We have to. It's just like a recurring theme, motif.
You said it a couple weeks ago after the last haul of people that were released. That just seems like every 2 weeks or so it's going to happen, and that's what we're going to be talking about. And here we are.
So let's go through up to, let's see, because I have the 2020 and the 2021.
Oh yeah, I don't have that. I just got the list that came out from SRS yesterday.
So Bobby Fish, Mercedes Martinez, Leon Ruff, Tyler Russ, Bronson Reed, Jake Atlas, Ari Sterling, Kona Reeves, Zechariah Smith, Asher Hale, Giant Zangier, Steven Smith, and Desmond Troy. I think that got them all. And then it was going into the Ric Flair and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
We already did all that stuff.
Yeah, totally wild.
So, a few interesting names.
Just a few, just a bit.
Some people that are in the middle of, feuds and new factions.
Yeah, somebody just joining Diamond Mine, from what I understand. So,
which was built up, vignettes for a while. I mean, the Bronson Reed thing.
That's probably the most surprising for me. He was literally up a couple weeks. First off, he was North American champion. What, like last month? Maybe I think he lost it. So that's one thing. And then he was just up with Karrion Kross on dark matches for the main roster. I would have bet money that we would have seen him at some point. Probably the biggest one. But then I think it was Tyler Rust who joined Diamond Mine. So where does that faction go now?
Yes, Bivens and Roddy, right?
Right. Where does that go? Mercedes Martinez, another one. I think she's hurt now. And I apologize for my lack of NXT knowledge. I could be wrong on all of this stuff. It's just, that's probably the show that I at least have the time for. But, I keep up with it. But Mercedes Martinez, I believe I heard, was hurt. But also very talented, and when she wasn't hurt was being used. So, those names right there. Bobby Fish is kind of to an extent as well, but he's established, I think, for the most part, and he'll land on his feet.
It's just, and then on top of all this, there's the Adam Cole situation that's been buzzed about all over the internet with meetings with Vince apparently last night and rumors of $1 million contracts and whatnot. And I mean, if you're Adam, and then also that he wants him on the main roster, can see him as a top player and the top face in the company, all this stuff. One, Adam Cole should have been called up a long time ago. And now all of a sudden it's just like scratching and crawling, like, oh, throwing everything like we could do this, we could do this. And it's honestly, I mean, after seeing what they've done to some of his friends in the company, his up, down, down buddies, and I don't know, I just see it as almost a, like, do I want to stay here? There's also like the whole factor. It's like he's chilling with like his childhood superheroes, Shawn Michaels and Triple H. And so I don't know. It's kind of like being torn in like this.
Yeah, no, it is. And I was having this conversation with my wife, and I'm thinking, if I'm Adam Cole, this whole, oh, they forgot or they didn't know my contract was up is a blessing in disguise, because now you have Vince coming to you, or at least I'm going to say coming to him about, re-signing and stuff. And if I were Adam Cole, I'd be throwing all of it in Vince. I'd be like, yo, this is what I want. I want to beat Roman for the title. I want creative input. I want all of that stuff. If you want me, I don't care about the money. I don't care about any, I mean, probably does, but like, I want all of it. I want everything. You guys messed up. I want all of this. And, if they balk at that, there's this other company I'm sure would be interested in him, where all his friends work, where they're about to get two of the biggest names in wrestling history coming in. And oh, by the way, his girl works there too and is a champion. So really, Adam Cole, I think, is in the best position you could probably possibly be in all honesty. He does not have to say yes. He does not have to say no. He doesn't have to do any of that. He can, and if it were me, I would be asking, yo, I'm going to be the one to beat Roman Reigns. You do that. You want me on the main roster? That's the only way I'm doing it. That'd be my thing. Make him a star.
That has to be part of the tactics, I would assume. Also, at the same time, it would be interesting if he didn't re-sign, and then AEW has to bring back potentially a dead character from the brand, kind of the ghost of Adam Cole, which would be very interesting.
Do they have his name trademarked? They don't have his name trademarked, do they?
Well, WWE, they can't. No, that's like his name.
That's like his actual name, right?
Yeah. So you can't.
Well, because I saw that they were. I don't know if it's her real name, but I saw they had trademarked Chelsea Green, and now that they're trying to keep that while she's trying to get it. So like, I thought that was her real name. I guess not.
Are they trying to hire like a fake Chelsea Green?
I don't know. You know how they are. They're probably very bitter, very, 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 very stubborn like that. I don't want to say bitter because they were the ones that released her, but very, very stubborn, I'd say. But yeah, Adam Cole, he's in like prime position, in my opinion.
It's just, yeah, that whole thing. We talked about last week about the contract expiring, and the guy who ran their contract thing his name was Seaman. I remember watching the thing with Alvarez joke. He was laughing about like Seaman being released, and I was like, this is fantastic. This is what this is why I watch wrestling, for waiting for people to say Seaman is being released, obviously.
And then on top of it, you got Andrew Zarian and SRS saying more releases to come. Fucking wild.
Yeah, I actually, before we started doing this right here, I was watching Mr. Andrew on their Saturday morning little recording, and they mentioned I texted them up right after they mentioned our good old El Jefe, the boss, Cassidy Haynes. And they were talking about, they were kind of ribbing him a little bit with his SummerSlam potentially being canceled article. And they were saying they love Cass, friend of the show. And, but they were kind of saying like, oh, look, clickbaity a little bit. They said he could have like altered the words a little bit in the title, like could be canceled, but they were just joking and good fun. And I texted them, I was like, getting ribbed right now, dude. You're getting ribbed a little bit on.
But I mean, that's true too. I mean, I don't think SummerSlam is going to get canceled, but I mean, they've already did the whole, like, you definitely have to wear a mask thing. I'm more not concerned, but I would bet more money that Raw is going to have to do something this Monday with it being in Florida. And that's like a hotbed of this whole Delta variant and stuff. And I heard that's in danger.
I can't even keep up with what states and what laws and what everything is anymore. I heard that like the New York show for AEW, you're going to have to show like a vaccination card to get into.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I hope places don't do that because I have no idea where mine is.
All things aside, no matter where you lie on which side or whatever, I'm just like, wait, hold on a second. What? You need to show what to get what?
I have a picture of it on my phone. That is the best I got. I'm pretty sure my daughter did something with it, probably ate it, not gonna lie.
So yeah, things are getting I mean, I don't want the Thunderdome. I don't.
Honestly, can I unpopular opinion, hot take?
You want to go back to the Thunderdome?
No. I'd rather have the Performance Center. I don't know. I don't like piped in noises.
With well, what kind? Because there were so many errors of the like talent. Because I mean, there's not that much talent left. They're all getting fired.
Yeah, so you don't have an audience that you can plant in there. You know, so like,
are we talking?
I mean,
COVID
I would like
WrestleMania?
it if they did what AEW did. They had like some of their main talent in the audience with it. Like, I wouldn't mind that. I could see like Seth Rollins like in the audience, like, look at Corbin, bum ass Corbin, you know, something like that. Like,
Not a problem. He's not a problem.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, but like, I was just talking about, you know, when they first started as a performance center, nobody there, just chilling. You got no piped in noises because that annoys me. I feel like they're treating me like I'm not aware that there's nobody there. And the freaking, when I hear somebody chanting Goldberg, it's like, oh, who the fuck's chanting that? You know, like
Millions.
You're right. You know, like it's stupid. So yeah.
This just brought, since you said about piped in noise, did you catch that thing on Raw with Drew McIntyre when he was coming out and you heard Michael Cole
I did. I thought Michael Cole was on commentary. I really did. Yeah.
Perfect example though.
So I believe SRS had reported that it was like a commercial accident or something, not necessarily piped in noise, but like it was just like an accident. And I'm just like, at this point, it does not matter what it was because like your show already sucks. All right. And you're piping in Goldberg noises, I think, not reporting it, I think. And then you have that happen, and it's just like you're obviously not getting the reactions that you want. So, and we knew this was happening, and Vince probably loved the Thunderdome because of this very like thing. Drew McIntyre's probably getting more boos and cheers. Pipe in a few cheers. And it's very noticeable. And this is what happens now. You have, I don't even know what it was. I mean, obviously talking about John Cena or Ric Flair, because there was like 16-time world champion mentioned in that soundbite, I'll call it. But yeah, man, I don't know. But I will say this: Goldberg, it's being proven why Goldberg keeps getting called back for these title matches. He's getting the pops. Yeah,
they loved him.
They love him. I don't understand. I mean, and it's Chicago too. Chicago is like a hot crowd.
Yeah, but and they were like, I mean, you were getting the CM Punk chants and everything, but
They were
I
getting We
mean,
Want Wyatt. Like they were doing all the stuff Chicago usually does for these wrestling shows. I love Goldberg.
love Goldberg.
Love Goldberg. All about Goldberg. And again, I don't hate Goldberg. I just don't want to see him in my title matches. That's all.
And his like frumpy son from like several years ago.
That's
no
not his
longer
son.
frumpy.
Not his son. Not believing it.
Dude, a fake son, right?
Fake son. Totally fake son. Not his son. Not believing it whatsoever. First off, when was that Goldberg Lesnar match? 2017, 2018? 3-4 years ago, let's call it. And he was so tiny and so muffin toppy. There's no way the dude just became like an athletic track star. No way. I mean, yeah, Goldberg is his possible dad, but that wasn't his son. So
yeah,
no way.
They're all fake kids and fake news.
Fake kids. Piped in sound, fake kids.
So where do you want to go this week? Which shows did you like this week?
Which shows did I like this week? I liked AEW, but that's like every week. SmackDown wasn't really hot.
I had a few.
Although I will say, let's go to SmackDown since we're on it, and I'll forget what I'm about to say. I appreciate what they're doing with Finn right now. I still don't like what they did last week, but the promo he cut after his match with Corbin, where he said the Finn a few years ago would have smiled and accepted it.
Yes.
And he said, not this Finn. I like it. I'm curious where it's going. I hope it's going somewhere. I hope maybe they can get like a John Cena versus Finn Balor match the week before SummerSlam, like the Friday before SummerSlam. And you could do a lot with that since SummerSlam's on a Saturday. You could have it end up be like this very exhausting, very brutal match. John Cena's first official match back. And then you can have one of them lose to Roman the next night. And you could say, oh, well, 24 hours later or earlier, it was because, they were in an exhausting match with Cena or Finn, whatever. I mean, I really hope they go somewhere with this. And I hope, Finn gets his due because he deserves it.
Because we talked about it last week. We said, like, he can't just let this go. And I was very happy to see them continue through with that and be like, no, like he's going to have to be held back because if not, he's going to ruin this main. In your mind, it should be like, he's going to ruin the main event. If you don't like somehow start, he's not going to take this shit. So I like how they're actually at least going with this. Hopefully but I do think it's leading to like Cena having a match on SmackDown.
They have to. Like, I understand they're doing dark matches, which, by the way, I don't know how you have Cena in the building and not put him on TV.
I was getting ready to just say that as well.
Just don't understand it, especially on a show where, like, first off, you're watching SmackDown and all these releases start coming in. Like, how are you supposed to pay attention to SmackDown after you see the amount of people getting released and the names? Like, I don't understand how they expect fans to pay attention, because these fans are smart, and a lot of these fans like NXT way more than SmackDown and Raw. So they're watching this and they're seeing some of their, I don't want to say maybe favorites, but like some of their favorites getting released right now. And how are you supposed to pay attention to SmackDown?
And they did that too. The last releases, they did it during an NXT UK episode. It was just like, and they did
nobody watched. I mean, I'm
just saying, like, because they were doing updates to NXT UK on their Twitter feed along, like, wishing people the best in their future endeavors. And then like some update, like somebody wins by a surprise pinfall. So we'd like to wish you the best in your future endeavors. The guy who was in that match, actually. Sorry.
Yesterday, there were two of the people that were released yesterday were on 205. It's crazy. And that's not the first time they've done that either. Like, geez, it's so crazy. But yeah, like, so I don't see how you don't have John Cena. Like, I'd be, and maybe that's why they banned phones. I don't know, because think about it. If they get like, if people are getting these notifications on their phone, it'd be like, well, they're gonna start a riot now and take over the show. Like, I don't know, start chants they don't want, So maybe that's why they like said no photos or videos, including cell phones or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking out the side of the box here. I'm a couple drinks in. Again, I'm jacked up. I'm ready to go. I'm just saying.
They're upset about those John Cena dark matches getting leaked on Twitter.
Probably. And it's so maybe they're trying to secretly have John Cena wrestle. Maybe the next movie he's doing, they don't want him to like wrestle as much, just so they can film the movie. You can have the one match with Roman Reigns, but that's it. No dark matches, no nothing. And then he's had like 4 dark matches already.
I don't know what they're thinking, but I still think it's insane that Suicide Squad came out yesterday. The dude was in the building.
Crazy.
And the guy does not go out to promote the movie somehow and to just he's involved in the main event angle of SummerSlam. And to just have him there for almost 3 tapings, I believe, that he's not been on actual television is fucking insane to me.
It's wild. It's wild. Like, if I took a random stranger who does not watch wrestling at all, and I sat his ass down in front of the TV, watched SmackDown, I don't think he would think Roman Reigns and John Cena are fighting each other at SummerSlam. And I'm talking about last night's SmackDown. Obviously, he wouldn't. I really don't think so. But yeah, the freaking Rotten Tomatoes scored it a 93%, the Suicide Squad movie. You know how hard it is to get that high on Rotten Tomatoes? I don't think I've ever seen something that high before on Rotten Tomatoes. They suck. And I'm talking to my wife, and I'm like, John Cena's not even on this show. And it's before I knew about the dark matches. And she's like, well, yeah, it's premiere day. Like, he's not going to be there. He's probably at a fancy premiere. And I was like, no.
They did that days ago.
They premiere days before the actual release date.
Yeah, because he was on the with Miro.
Yeah,
on the red carpet.
Miro, and yeah.
We know how we're Hollywood.
He doesn't. Yeah, right. Like, hello, Mummy 10. She doesn't know that stuff, but it's just insanity to me. I don't know if it's like, hey, if she's not on the show, we don't have to pay him $20 million to like be here. So cool. I don't know, but that's fucking stupid. That's really, really stupid. And you have Dominic Mysterio marching out there with a match with an Uso for the 30th time.
That's SummerSlam that's happening, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it time? Is Dominic turning on?
Yes, he is. He absolutely is. I thought about that immediately because you caught the end of that match last night when Dominic was going up top. Ray like stopped one of the Usos from interfering, and it distracted Dominic. That's like heel turning 101. You get distracted by your partner, you turn on them. That is heel 101. Yes, I do believe that.
I think somehow where
the only thing I don't know about it is because I feel like that they would want to put that on a WrestleMania card, and I don't think they would be able to drag that out from SummerSlam to Mania. That's my only bugaboo. Aside from that, yeah, I think it's definitely happening. Ray's talked about it. I think it's happening.
Does it? Yeah, I mean, do they keep, because they can't keep this feud going for all the way till like it. He like Ray messes up this match, and Usos retain. I mean, the feud's kind of done. So if you did do it, I mean, maybe it happens after something. I could see it happening at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I see it happening at SummerSlam as well. Absolutely.
That would be the afterwards, and then that's the bit after the match. That's the I'm all right. I'm here for it. Yeah, does he join Roman?
No, why would he join Roman?
That's his real father.
No, they should be kept apart. They should Dominic over here, Roman over here. So anytime we need entertainment, Roman can just Superman punch the shit out of Dominic.
We could bring it back, man. We had the feud, man, like the Dominic of
I'm ready for
custody
it.
of Dominic.
No, I don't want that. Well, he's like 18 now. I mean, he has to be 18 if he's working, so it don't matter.
Oh, well, he could be Roman's butler.
You see, now you're just stealing from NXT.
I'm stealing from two. I'm stealing from one company who took from another, who took from another.
Now you're just.
That makes it an original idea.
Yeah. No, there you go. All right, fair enough.
I mean,
Aside from the Finn stuff and well, I guess that there wasn't much to report on for SmackDown.
they're building Edge and Seth.
I mean, that storytelling is doing really well. Like, if there's one thing that's going well for SummerSlam, it's Edge and Rollins, and I'm excited to see that match. They're not really touching each other. They had the one little scuffle last week or whatever, but like aside from that, they're kind of staying apart, and I dig that. It makes me more excited to see the match, as opposed to 30 rematches or something.
It looks like they love pinning champions, but it looks like Apollo Crews, who hasn't won a match in like 4 years.
Is he still Intercontinental Champion?
Yeah,
man.
he looks like. I mean, it looks like they're building toward Shinsuke,
Nakamura, and Cruz, right?
Yeah, I mean,
dude, just put the title on them. And I want them to put the titles on Shotzi and Tegan Knox too, because I don't know how long Nat's out, but like, let's go. That match was I mean, Tegan Knox is awesome, but I did not enjoy the match last night with Tamina, and I didn't enjoy the finish.
The missile, yeah,
the missile. I did not enjoy that. I understand it, I get it, but like, Tegan and Shotzi don't need help, and it's not like they've built Tamina to be this monster to where they need help. Like, she just won her first title ever, and she's been in the company for a decade. So I just didn't enjoy that at all.
I mean, how do they get the titles off of them even? They have to relinquish them?
Maybe not. I mean, that, or maybe Nat comes back too early. So like, say she's not ready for SummerSlam, but she comes back anyway and they take advantage. But that seems like such a face thing to do for Natty, and I don't think they're portraying her as a face right now. It's very confusing.
I think she's gonna be out for a while.
So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they took the WWE title off of Daniel Bryan like a month or so in, and yeah, he probably couldn't wrestle at the time, but they wasted no time. So if you want to make these tag titles important, which they aren't right now, fucking do it. Hold it. You can't hold it.
I was just gonna say,
you don't have any tag teams.
There's not another tag team on any brand. I can't even on where are we at? SmackDown? They can go on both brands.
They can go on both brands, but even so, that's like a 6-team tournament, maybe.
Eva Marie, Doudrop, and dude, the other ones which I was going to mention was Nia and Shayna, which they seem like they're finally
they're drifting apart. Yeah, they're drifting apart. So I don't know what you fucking do there. I can't believe we've spent 3 minutes of talking about the women's tag team titles. That's pretty crazy. I don't think we've ever done that before.
It's important stuff. Stuff.
These are things that are popping into my head right now about SmackDown.
SmackDown Corbin, I don't like how it seems like they kind of like switched it on Corbin, and they're back to just being like, nah, we're making them. I think we're gonna make him a heel.
I don't think they're doing that.
Oh no.
I mean, look, Finn had every right to not accept that apology. But
I get it.
A heel usually wouldn't apologize, I don't think. So I think they're still going there. It's just Finn had too much of a reason not to accept it. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, Pat McAfee, the reason I called Corbin bum-ass Baron Corbin is because Pat McAfee on air called Corbin bum-ass Baron Corbin.
He's great.
He's a gift that keeps on giving. But that match was it was all right, I guess. I was flipping back and forth between SmackDown and the Phillies. First place is on the line, like
I as well. Also, let's not show McAfee a lot of love because they'll fire him. So
fair enough. Fuck
can't
McAfee.
really show our cards anymore.
He's the worst.
Everyone's media like
the
Reginald,
worst.
ugh, Corbin,
The worst.
Hot Bobby, get out of here. Don't
Fuck
like
these
any
guys.
of them.
You know what? I hope they do release Finn. That's what I hope.
Yeah, get
For sure.
out of here.
Totally.
Free up money. See if we care. But speaking of, I had to mention Reginald because it's been a while. And
Was he on SmackDown last
He was
night?
not on SmackDown.
not.
Very upset about that. I mean,
He was on Raw though.
He's been there for weeks, but I mean, champion deserves a night off. He's gonna be back
Sure,
on Raw.
he's the most fighting champion on the roster right now.
Seriously, he's on.
No,
both
I'm
brands.
dead. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I was gonna say an argument maybe could be made for Sheamus because I've seen him wrestle, but he's been wrestling in non-title matches. So yeah, Reginald is definitely the most fighting champion.
Non-title match. Oh, now you just reminded me one more thing about SmackDown. I'm so sick of you have to beat the champion to get a chance with the champion.
When did that become a rule?
And then they just
I wanted to
be a
know.
contender match again for like.
They've been doing it for a while, and I'm just like, when did this become a rule? Because back in the heyday, not talking Attitude Era, talking Ruthless Aggression Era, Attitude Era, there used to be things called number one contender matches, where this guy was interested, this guy was interested.
That's the wrestling I watched.
The fuck? I don't understand. And
Distraction finishes.
there was like
Guys
this
roll up.
interview. I think this was like an interview from with Lesnar or something. But back in the day, he said like, if you beat the champion in a non-title match, why are you champion?
Yeah.
I firmly, absolutely agree with that.
Yes.
Absolutely agree with that. I'm not saying that the champion shouldn't be in like matches all the time because he should be, but like you don't have him lose. This
No,
is
at all.
you don't have them lose, like you just don't.
Even if someone pops up on the Tron and they get distracted, they still don't lose. They're the champion. They're smart.
They're smart. He's the champion. He doesn't let that
They've seen
fucking
it all.
happen. It just doesn't make sense. And it's what fucking probably the top thing that irritates me most about what they do is that it doesn't make sense.
It's why we
Okay.
drink when we record sometimes.
We should do this more often.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great.
I don't usually drink Trulies. I usually drink beer, but this is all I have. So I'm not a pussy.
We got some. Yeah, I had to get what we had here. I got some Miller Lights and I got a mini screwball here. So
See, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. All right.
what else this week?
We need to talk. We need to talk about AEW. I don't even want to talk about anything else. I want to talk about AEW because they actually had things that were that are worth talking about. And I'm sorry. It's just like we're getting close to certain dates. I mean, we're like 2 weeks away from the certain date for Rampage. We're a week away from the debut episode of Rampage. It's getting exciting. And we had Malachi Black debut. What'd you think about Malachi Black's entrance and get up?
Awesome. It looks great. It's
Looks cool.
everything that happened with that was pretty good. It's the only thing that's just funny is just like Cody's little like where he has to like come back and grab the spotlight and try to like do like
I'm watching it. I'm looking at it right now. It's like so stupid.
But I know that he's
But there's a reason for it. I think he's doing that Go
New
Big
season.
show or something.
the
But,
Paul
like,
White
yeah,
Go Big
hey.
show.
Kayfabe stuff, like I feel like they're trying to do the kayfabe thing a little bit, and I enjoy that. I think I enjoy that. You
So
know,
he like semi-retired, but not really. And
hey, the fact is, Malachi Black came back, ruined his little retirement thing, and still got the spotlight, and I'm cool with that. And I thought the match was perfectly booked. It was a squash match. Does he have a name for his black mass? I'm assuming it's not black mass, right?
I don't know if they said anything.
I think it was just a kick. JR just called it a kick.
Yeah, and I
But
don't know if they're allowed to actually. I don't know if they trademark.
they're
They
probably,
have to trademark certain.
yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they're just like waiting to come up with a clever name for it, but you know, they're doing good. House of Black, they're the mask. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was all great.
What are you thinking? I mean, maybe he moves on now. If Cody's gone, so what would you like to see next for Malachi
Well,
Black?
honestly, I would have loved to, and this was never gonna happen, but I would have liked to see him as the fourth labor of Jericho, but at the same time, it's like Jericho's obviously gonna win every labor, and you don't want to like bury him like that. So I don't know where they go from here. I don't know if that necessarily wrote off Cody Rhodes for good or not. He may go back to that. I don't know. Maybe that is.
They should do that, and he should lose immediately, real quick again.
That's so fucking. Don't even say that. I don't. I really have no idea. Maybe. I mean, Moxley. Maybe Kingston. Darby Allin would be an interesting feud. I don't think any of those guys have anything going on right now. We saw Everrise debut against those guys. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't have anything really. It seems like Christian Cage is probably getting Omega at All Out, which I
Underwhelming.
don't like. Underwhelming is a good word. Like
But I
cool,
think there's
but
going to be
like
a
I
lot of.
expect Omega to wipe the floor with them.
I think there's going to be a lot of other
What's
things
that?
going on that could make that interesting.
Do you think Punk or Bryan get involved in that title match, in the title picture right away? Because that's kind of fucking up your little ranking system.
I could see someone. I didn't even say those two.
Oh, you got a scoop? Do you have a scoop?
No,
Cass
do I have
Jr.?
scoops?
Do you have scoops, Cass
Scoop
Jr.?
guy. I just think it's weird how it's all being with this whole Hangman thing with. I don't know. I feel like there's more to it. We're still getting more. There's still plenty of time.
Yeah, I don't think they have anybody for him right now. I think Cody is sticking around. Like they can easily be like, oh, I was going to retire, but he hit me with a crutch, and now I'm not going to retire. So
He'll be back.
yeah. Boom.
But there's too much. Yeah, there's too much going on within that company that I'm.
You think maybe they're saving the Omega win because there is a lot going on and they want him to have his own little spotlight?
I just think Kenny and Hangman is something that's been built to for a while. And I do think that regardless, all of this news coming out and all of their big show that they've had and their all out pay-per-view, I just think it's all too much. And the outcome of that match would kind of fall way down in the eyes of people if Punk or Bryan debut within a few weeks of the show, at the show, a few days before the show. I think
That's why you have Punk debut at the Rampage.
Yeah, but still that buzz carries over to All Out, and I still think it would ruin Hangman beating Omega, because then instantly all the people will be like, oh, do you think Punk goes after him? Punk just showed up the other night. Punk and Hangman. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's gonna be buzz for like a few weeks. It's gonna have buzz, and I feel like it just takes away from having Hangman beat Omega at the paper.
And well, like, so in my opinion, I wouldn't, if I'm having if I'm having Punk debut at Rampage, I don't know if I would necessarily have him on All Out, because if they were doing Omega and Page, you want Page to have his moment, so you don't have Punk on that show. You can't build up a match in a few days anyway. So why have Punk on All Out? And I understand it's Chicago and everything, but like that whole week is Chicago. So they have him debut on your brand new show. Keep him off. Have him come back on Dynamite. Like,
there's
I'm
no
sorry,
way.
that's
pay-per-view buys. There's no
what do you?
way they would.
Yeah, no, but like I'm sure they're doing fine. I don't know. Maybe
that's
I'm
a
wrong,
WWE,
but I'm sure they're doing.
to keep him off the pay-per-view.
No,
Off the pay-per-view.
having him on the pay-per-view is a WWE move, and having him just cut a promo is a WWE move.
He could come out on Rampage and cut a promo, and he's like, I got a lot more to say. I'll see you on Sunday. Drop the mic. Boom. Money. That's what they could do. And I wouldn't be surprised if
they could do that. It's just that I mean, look, this is all hearsay because it doesn't, I mean, they're not doing Page and Omega. But honestly, I'd rather see a Punk promo and All Out than Omega and Christian.
Yeah. But now that I said it out loud, I really could see like the end of Rampage being Punk and saying some shit, and then saying like he's got something along those lines that teases you to be like, check out the pay-per-view on. I don't know.
But the thing is, I mean, and I don't speak for every wrestling fan ever, but for me, I don't need them to do that. I will absolutely spend the $50 every 4 months to catch an AEW pay-per-view. Shitty barbed wire exploding match or not. Like, I'll do it. They don't need Punk to promote it, in my opinion. They would have had my $50 with Page versus Omega. They would have. Especially with the fact that, like, for me, and this is probably just me, but like, I appreciate the fact that they were able to get Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. That, like, right there, you have me. Like, I'm paying attention to your product. I want to see what else you have. So you have my $50 for your biggest pay-per-view that you have in Chicago. Okay, you got me. But I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right.
I don't know if that's how I would do it. Maybe he starts the show. I honestly don't. But if it was me, I mean, just like we said about Cena, it's like, dude, I would have him on Rampage, and then I would have him do something for the crowd, for the people traveling there, to be like, and again, it's all that stuff on top of it. It's like, why would he not be at the pay-per-view? And then if you gave me a list of reasons why he shouldn't be there, and there's a good story to tell with it, maybe. But besides that, if there's like not a bunch of reasonings, like, he's there. I could tell you, like, that's what more than half the people there would want to see him there, I feel.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's
That's
Chicago.
being generous even.
In Chicago, yeah. Any chances that maybe Punk and Bryan go after, like, they build to a Punk Bryan match, first one out of the gate? Because you could see Punk. The only way I say that, or reason I say that, is because, like, I could see Punk cutting a promo at All Out, and like a vignette or something appears for Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson with the Final Countdown playing in the background, and it would be fucking phenomenal. But I mean, I don't know if they'd want to do that. I'm just fucking talking right now.
That that would be interesting to like bring one in and then like have the other one also come in and start, and that's the feud. The two that everyone's been talking about. It's like they're gonna come in and they're gonna be starting to build a feud where only like one of them is in the company maybe at some point, and that's interesting.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, sorry, we got off topic a little bit there, but you know, whatever.
No,
Juventud Guerrera came back. Hey,
what's up?
Were you a big Hoovy fan?
Show, right?
Huh?
That was the first
match
right?
of the night. Yeah. Were you a big Hoovy fan back in the day?
I wasn't. I mean,
not me neither.
Again, I wasn't really I only was in and out of WCW. More of my watching of it has been rewatching on the network the past few years, but
my two memories of WCW were unfortunate memories. It was the triple cage match where Russo won, and Goldberg came back from being arrested. There was like it was the fucking finger poke of doom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, those are my two memories of WCW. The only time I watched them, and I was like, what the hell?
As
an 8-9-year-old, I was very upset.
Yeah, I was watching a Thunder the other night with Russo when they were like, they were stripping everything, stripping everyone of the titles. They took the titles off. He took the title off Jeff Jarrett, and everything was done. And they were, I was just watching it late one night and I was like, this is okay.
Dog shit. But I enjoyed that match. I was actually very underwhelmed with the announcement of the fourth labor. It wasn't I guess I was spoiled with all these surprises with the second and third labor that I was just like, man, this sucks.
So he beats Wardlow. Is there a fifth, or is MJF the fifth?
MJF's the fifth.
So it leads to what, a week off? Because wait, there's still time, right?
August 20 something. So like they have. So like Wednesday is gonna be like the 10th or 11th or 12th or something. So actually, it's adding up. It's adding up.
Is it going to go to going to be at All Out though?
Yeah, it has to be at All Out. I think
they'll have like a week or two after he beats it all to have a go home show with it too.
The interesting thing with this is with this labor that MGF said that he was going to be, I thought he said he was going to be in the corner of Wardlow, but a lot of people were starting to say he was the referee. And I think even JR said he was the referee.
Seemed like a special enforcer
but I thought he was just going to be in the corner. And I was like, well, that's not much of a stipulation. That's kind of stupid. Because, I mean, in essence, you've kind of been in the corner of Guerrera, Nick Gage.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't, I mean, you've been on commentary, but I mean, it's not really a stipulation. So I don't know what I'm not clear on what the stipulation is for this next labor. If he's a referee, enforcer, or just in the corner of Wardlow.
I mean, I don't think they're going to do anything wonky to change it like they did with the Hangman and all that stuff. So I feel like everything's going to go as planned still. Like there'll be a little bit of shenanigans and we'll get to it. But yeah, I don't know about the whole Wardlow thing. It's kind of a little, but at the same time, it makes sense. And I think they'll make it make sense once we see the match. What else happened? Didn't they cut that huge promo, the whole Elite backstage?
I mean, Hangman he severed ties with Dark Order, which kind of opens the door for a certain fiendish character, if you know what I'm saying. You know.
Did you see when he's his date to go wherever? Did you see?
I did not.
October 31st.
Oh shit! Right?
Isn't that cool?
Yes, it is.
I was like, whoa! Even with his whole his whole character, everything, and it's just like it's so weird. The day he got released, it's like 90 days is boom, October 31st.
So I'm gonna tell you this: if they do like a special show or something that week, or even, I know that's like right in the middle, like Full Gear territory. I mean, you can kind of predict that's
I heard
gonna
that,
happen.
and I was like, someone has to be running a show, a special something. There, I mean,
that's I think everyone is thinking that now. Like, I feel like they severed ties with those two because of the Wyatt release. Like, I really do. I don't know. It just makes too much sense for me. But maybe that's why they don't do it, because it makes too much sense. I don't know. You can do a lot of things with Bray Wyatt, and I hate to speculate about him because you don't even know if he wants to wrestle anymore. But like,
it's money. Yeah, but it's, I mean,
he can take them back to a serious state. Remember when they debuted, when like AEW was starting to debut and they had the All In or All Out or whatever? Like, I mean, it wasn't working well, but like they were coming off as a very dark, sinister group, and now they're like this comedy, a cult, and now they're like
and
this
the
comedy
switch
act.
They were
Bray
just
Wyatt can bring them back to the cultiness and stuff and make it work. It works.
And that just shows how good a lot of the members of Dark Order are with carrying the role of heel or face, but they're like really good at faces though. If you watch like BT or wherever, it's like a lot of dudes are really funny and they got good chemistry together. But yeah, it's a weird faction that which is, I guess, credit. They can go each way, and I think have a different, but I do think they should have a more darker persona than the jovial. And I think this could be somewhere where they start getting a little bit more, they need to start getting more serious. Like Hangman leaves, he's doing like, so maybe we need to start rethinking what we're doing and go something like that. I don't know. I'm just rambling as well.
It's an interesting time. That's all I'm gonna say. Interesting time, all that good stuff. There are also rumors of Ruby Soho, or Ruby Riot, as some of our WWE fans like to call her, that she is on her way to AEW. I would be excited for that as well.
Bring it on. The more the merry.
Yeah. Does it bother you that they are seemingly targeting ex-WWE guys, like everybody on Twitter says? Like, they're all bothered by it.
You look at the main people that they have, it's like literally, I think it's like less than like 20% of the people like worked for WWE before. So it's just, you hear the big names and like your Mark Henrys and Andrade and Aleister Black. You hear these like Cody. But I mean, if you really break it, they have this whole elevation, Dark. They're gonna have Rampage where they just do match after match. It's not really.
There's 4 more things that they're planning. Apparently, they were hiring for 4 more AEW series.
Yeah,
they're doing.
There's no like a lot of backstage. It's just a lot of matches, so they have a lot of talent. So it's like, I don't see anything wrong with it, especially when WWE product, you have like Zelina Vega like coming out for matches and then having to wrestle for a championship match. But then also she got beat by Liv Morgan and Carmella. So why does she even come out and have a shot at getting it? None of it makes sense.
Fucking stupid.
And I know it's all
liking it to this.
It's probably leading to Sonya Deville coming back, her being like a douchebag.
All right. I'm all right with that.
But
I would like her as a douchebag wrestler than a douchebag authority figure, personally.
That's where I think it's about to go, because she keeps kind of like pulling that card, like, I'm the authority and I get to do whatever I want.
I do want Finn to start, like, barking up their tree a little bit. Like, how could you freaking sanction that contract signed in marker? Stupid. But
Paul Heyman agrees with that as well.
he should. That his father was a fucking lawyer.
So I
He
mean,
should.
some
He,
people
if
are.
anybody knows better than anybody involved in the situation, then that is not sanctioned. I'm a Finn Mark. I'm sorry. But regarding the AEW stuff, like I liken it to, your favorite team in sports. Like if you have like all these star wide receivers and you have the money to sign them, why wouldn't you sign them? Like maybe that's not a great example, but that's how I look at it. So I don't have a problem with them signing all these former guys
Like that Vince
and then
quote.
utilizing them properly, unlike the company that fired them.
Did you see that Vince quote with the quarterly meeting where he's like, maybe we can get, like, I don't know where their investments are, but like
Maybe we
along
can
with
give them
talent,
more
maybe we can give them
talent.
some more. It's just like, all
Okay,
right,
bet,
like,
cool.
you guys put all this money into and production into building up Aleister Black vignettes to bring him back, and then decided to get rid of him, and he basically just used all of that and debuted for another company because you guys messed up his no compete clause and it buzzed about nonstop all over the place. Everyone loves him. So yeah.
Incompetent is all I can say about the WWE with their contracts. I'm glad I don't work for them.
And then it's also that people at the same time will be like, oh, it's just like fanboys who just sit there and complain. Don't watch it. You're part of the problem. That's why, like,
Dude, Twitter pissed me off this week. They really did.
I mean, that was leading to my jaBROni of the week this week. Because
Me too.
I was just like, there's people with had nothing to do with, like, they just need to shut. Some people, their comments.
Maybe this is contradicting since we cover this stuff weekly, but like, can you just read the news that's happening and just be like, oh man, that sucks? Not be like, oh, well, this is why they're doing it, or this is why they're doing it, or this is why you're doing it. When really you don't have any of the facts. And the only people I should be seeing doing that are people like Cass, or people like Sean Ross Sapp, or people like Zarian, or even Meltzer. I'll take, even though I'm not like the big Meltzer guy. Like, dude, just shut the fuck up.
It's actually
Basically,
joke around with stuff that happens or whatever.
Yeah, it's one. Yeah,
and then it's just when there's such bad takes too, and that perfect example is like when that one jaBROni said something about Eddie Guerrero and everyone got butthurt about it and started giving him like basically like ignore the dude, just some jaBROni, and then you all fell for it and you're all tweeting about him, and I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, some people need to see things and just kind of ignore it and be like, I'm not even going to pay that any mind. That's what they want.
Yeah. No, I agree. All
right. But coming up now, I will be heading down on vacation next week. So I very well maybe possibly recording from a different state.
Ooh, what state?
We'll still be here. We're not going anywhere. And then I think when I come back like the Friday night before SummerSlam.
That's some BS. You go on vacation, then you get a title shot. I don't know who's booking this shit.
I don't know. I'm just saying. So I don't know if we want to do the Saturday morning go live.
I can't do the Saturday morning go live. I'm working Saturday morning.
So we might have to put this maybe Friday night. It might have to happen.
I'm down.
We might have to do it we might have to do it after SmackDown.
I'm fine with that.
We'll figure this out.
Figure it out. We'll
That's
figure
how
it
we
out.
do business. Talk to Kane and let me know.
I'll let Kane know. That dude's dumb.
But yeah, before we get out of here, we already kind of did the jabroni of the week.
Yeah, dude, like Twitter is basically a jabroni of the week. Like it's and like sometimes that's like a cheap like out for this because we work hard for our jabroni of the week. I feel like we do our research, but it's really pissed me off this week. Like, and it's people that just they have like those like handles that they have a special handle, but then like the actual name is like Frank 00123456789110 or something. Like, are you even a real person?
Yeah,
Stupid.
I think like we had like last week. I got what's his name, dumbass who was coming after Reginald. I can't even remember Kalisto or
Yeah, Callisto, something like that. That's his W. That's his.
was it him?
Yeah, it was Callisto. No, it was Sin Cara. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was Sin Cara.
Sin
Yeah,
Cara.
sorry,
Sin
Kalisto.
Cara. Sorry, Callisto. You rock. Good
No.
lucha things. Good lucha things.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Super good. Super stuff.
So we have SmackDown coming soon.
Yeah.
I have I don't even know. I have our microphone covers with the jaBROnis logo. It's gonna but with the whole filming thing, we're not even gonna film inside at SmackDown. So we'll be doing a lot of stuff outside of SmackDown, and then I'll just smuggle the phone and try to maybe get stuff in there, and hopefully we won't get thrown out. But that's going to be in the works for when the jaBROnis go to SmackDown in September. Also, the jaBROnis will probably most likely be going to Dynamite.
Most likely. It's hard not to go to Dynamite. So
I'm sure you might see us walking around, maybe. I don't know.
Liquor Center, where I graduated. What's up?
True. Last time, it was wrapped around the block. You might be around. You never know. Plug some things real quick. Merch store. Click on the link. It's in the description if you're watching or listening. Go get some hoodies, some t-shirts. That fall weather's coming. Go grab some.
We may have some t-shirts to give out to the fine folks tailgating SmackDown too.
Sure, we might have some stickers and some other
giveaways,
miscellaneous items.
Yes,
coming. So go click on the link there. Go rate, subscribe, click, like, comment, all that stuff on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, podcast app, Podcast Republic, Podcast Labs, Podcast whatever. You know all of them. Just look for the jaBROnis. And that's all you need to do. And you can follow me. One, follow the show at jaBROnis Pod on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at jaBROni McCann. And you can check out my Monday Night jaBROnis review on BODYSLAM.net, which is available every Tuesday morning, Tuesday early afternoon, where I do a little fun review of Monday Night Raw. The ongoing joke this week was cocaine gifts. So if you like that, go for it. But yes, that's where you can find me and all my stuff, Mr. Mike Butler.
Yeah, you can find me at jaBROni Butler on Twitter and on Instagram. I changed my handle on Instagram to match Twitter, so there'd be so much easier to find me. You can do that. And if you are a Phillies fan, you can find me at Citizens Bank Park tomorrow afternoon. Roy Halladay celebration. Phillies trying to, well, they already claimed first place, but they're trying to keep first place. So I'll be there cheering on my boys. Follow me at the Untitled Wrestling Network. Just search Mike Butler on the YouTube gimmick. And you can find a whole bunch of Raw and SmackDown reviews. That'd be banging. And I think I got everything. I think that's it. I'm good.
Beautiful. So we'll be back next week, talking the week that was. I'll be in some undisclosed location. It would be great if I could do it from the beach, but it would probably suck. But
Hard to do.
until then, jaBROnis out.